So consistency is a huge problem for a lot of you guys. I speak to so many of you who go through phases. You train hard for a while and then you fall off for a while. And sometimes, and usually actually, the falling off period is a lot longer. And then you might train hard again and then you fall off again. And if you zoom out, that sends you on a decline. That's not what you want to be. You want to be on a linear incline of progress, right? So this is how you do it. I mean, obviously this diagram here just quickly shows phase one is a lot of you guys like the motivation at the start. You come to a realization, you go all out, and then you just completely fall off, and then you come back a little bit stronger and then fall off even harder. Right, and this is what we're going to solve in this video, is how to avoid that and where you're probably going wrong. So the first step that you need to start with is begin with the end in mind. The worst mistake you can make is start with a vague goal. I hear so many of you say, I just want to be healthy. I just want to eat better. I just want to avoid microplastics. That doesn't do anything for you. If that's your goal, you're not going to have anything strong enough to pull you away from making bad decisions, right? No one goes and trains and develops a whole new lifestyle because some background weak thought of, I want to be healthy. Everyone wants to be healthy, but the people who actually become healthy are the ones who have a way of quantifying it and sticking to it. So don't do that, because you'll end up with no target. You'll just end up lost and you will constantly fall back. What you need to do is have a clear goal with a clear direction. For example, I want to lose 10 kilos of body fat, or I want to go from 20% body fat down to 12%. That's going to completely change your physique. I'm going to feel different. I'm going to look different. I'm going to have less aromatase, which is the thing that converts testosterone to estrogen in body fat, right? It makes a difference to your hormones. You're going to double your testosterone from 450 to over 900. Right? And now you're going to feel confident, you're going to be sharper, you're going to be a leader. That is a clear goal to work towards. And when you're seeing results every week and you're working towards that, it's impossible to fall off. But when you have no clear goal and you're very vague and you're just going to the gym because you feel motivated for some reason, that's never going to last. Motivation never lasts, right? But when you have a goal, you can be disciplined and work towards it. So always start with the end in mind. And the second step is to stop relying on more output. So many of you have motivation and you have all that energy, which is good, but then you use it very quick. You just go and think, right, I just need to train more. And one, you're looking in the wrong place. More training isn't going to solve the problem. And two, you end up burning yourself out, right? So more training is 6 days a week. You lift 6 days a week, or maybe you do lots of cardio. Maybe you even start up an intense sport, which is fine as long as you manage the time and you do it because you love it, not because you're just trying to get in shape. And this creates it sets an unrealistic precedent, right? Of now I must train like this. This to me is getting fit. And then you think that, and then like as soon as you slow down mentally and things don't work out, you then completely cut it off because you know you can't maintain that forever. And it doesn't fix the root cause, right? So the best way to do it is train 3 days a week. This is what I do, and this is what my clients do. You will lose fat, you will gain muscle, you will have plenty of time in the week, you will not be in a stressed state, and you're still going to see the good results, right? And you're not also lying to yourself by thinking more training equals better results, because it really doesn't. Okay, what actually drives fat loss is hormones, food quality, food quantity, and consistency. If you have none of those things, you're not going to see the results, right? For example, let's say you have quality and quantity, but no consistency. You're going to fall off. Let's say you have quality but no quantity, you're going to maintain, you're going to stay the same, right? And let's say your hormones are out of whack, you're going to do all this work, which is much likely what you see with guys training 6 days a week, and then your physique's not going to change because your body isn't burning fat properly and it's not gaining muscle properly. So nothing's more demotivating than training all of that time and then seeing no progress. That's probably why you fall off, right? Whereas when you train 3 days a week and each week you look different, that is extremely motivating and it becomes part of you. And then the third step is you're not doing a diet, you're doing a lifestyle. Now, what you eat is ultimately the most important thing. There is no point going all in on the training and then continuing eating the bad food, or even doing the mainstream approach, which is what a lot of you do. You go from eating complete shit food to then, right, I'm locked in, I'm dieting. What do people recommend? Oh, I'll have protein powder. I'll track my calories. I'll have salads. I'll have boring low-fat meals, chicken and fish. And, like, nothing satisfies you. You now need to plan your cheat meals where you eat junk. So you're keeping that addiction alive. And then it's like 20% of the time you're eating stuff that you absolutely crave, which is junk. and terrible for you, and then the other 80% of the time you're eating stuff that you hate, which also isn't even that good for you. Whereas you look at the ancestor lifestyle, you get to eat steak, fruit, eggs, honey, maple syrup, ice cream, dark chocolate, right? You can eat all of this stuff. You don't have to eat vegetables. You can cook in butter. You can use certain sauces when they're the right ones, right? They're whole food sauces. And it's enjoyable. It becomes part of you. You get sunlight. You feel good. You no longer need cheat meals, because why would you need a cheat meal when you can eat Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream, which is clean? Or why would you need a cheat meal when you can have a Greek yogurt bowl with maple syrup and fruit and dark chocolate and it tastes delicious? Right? It becomes your lifestyle. The whole point of work hard, start a new diet, which is not sustainable, and then you just fall off, is why you keep falling off. Because you're forcing the lifestyle. And part of you is always dragging you back to the old lifestyle. That's not what you want to do. You want to have a whole new lifestyle, right? Which you can enjoy and stick to. And I don't know any grown men that cannot stick to what's here on the right hand side. Most of you can, right? And I'd be amazed, you'd be amazed how many clients I've come and signed on who have signed up doubtful, like, oh, I can't stick to it, because they're worried about their previous experiences, and then they start and they're like, oh my gosh, this is the best food ever. Why have I not eaten like this before? Yeah, it's a no-brainer. So that is how you fix your consistency issues. You need to stop forcing outcomes, stop forcing output, start living a new lifestyle.